With over 33 years in the mobile bartending and service industry, he is the guy who brings the party and the joy wherever he goes.
She's a seasoned event planner and producer with more than 20 years of experience in sports, corporate, nonprofit, and private events, and she's here to keep things running smoothly.
Together, we are hot mics, cold drinks, and untold disasters of the wild, hilarious, and unforgettable moments in the world of events. This is the EventTalk Podcast with Dave and Rachel. Hi, welcome to the EventTalk Podcast, where we're talking about hot mics, cold drinks, and untold disasters in the event space. Dave and I are here today to talk to Hannah Ward, who has been in the hotel catering event space for years. So we're super excited to have her here. Welcome, Hannah.
Thank you for having me.
And then, Dave, you want to talk a little about our mocktail today?
Absolutely. Well, Hannah chose a local lemonade. Look at these glasses. Aren't these nice? That is a blueberry. See, I shouldn't have had the vodka before I started. With simple syrup. So cheers.
Cheers.
Welcome
I drank before.
podcast.
Cheers. Sorry, is that bad luck? Cheers. Ooh, yummy.
Yeah, we now make these kind of things now, so they turned out really good.
Yeah, very
Lavender's
good.
Delicious.
Yeah.
Lavender lemonade. Super yummy. So, yes, we're excited to always highlight different types of cocktails, or mocktails, I should say, for this. So, Hannah, welcome. I've known you for almost a year now, which is kind of crazy.
Longer.
Really?
The hotel's been almost 2 years. It'll be 2 years in
That's
August.
insane. And I wanted to do an event there and didn't actually end up doing an event. So I
Fine.
tagged her along. I was like, oh, I need a site visit. I need to do this. And never actually ended up working with you. But we became really good friends. So
Yes,
that's
and
great.
this was back when the hotel wasn't even open, so it was hard hats, if you
Yes.
remember.
Oh my gosh.
wow.
You had to
Yeah.
wear closed-toed shoes.
Closed-toed shoes, and I think it was like I said, I think in August that we met. So imagine walking through a construction site in hard hats, jeans, in August, no air conditioning in Scottsdale, Arizona.
No.
Yeah. It was
I
rough.
don't
Just
know.
no.
It was miserable.
Was the pool done?
No.
No, the pool. Oh, see, we would
No,
have jumped in the
I'll
pool.
never forget the day that they put that shovel in the ground to dig the pool.
Dig the pool.
And that's very close to the event space, which is actually kind of funny. So
Yeah.
yeah, huge part of it. But,
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Almost 2 years.
Well, obviously, we were here to talk about a lot of fun, untold disasters in the event space. And I know throughout all of our careers in some way, we have had fun ones. So you were telling me one that happened probably a number of years ago for you, kind of just excuse my language, batshit crazy bride. But it wasn't just the bride, it was the weather, right?
Yeah, so it was literally a perfect storm between bride, groom's family, which is interesting because the groom was a sweet, sweet man. And then I met his family, which total opposite. And then, yeah, we had some weather that day. And this particular wedding happened to happen on a day where in Arizona we get these freak windstorms, essentially. And
Boobs.
not, yeah, we got a little bit of the dust, but not too much.
No?
Which was good.
Microbursts.
Oh, okay.
That's the
those,
other
yeah.
one. It's like
Yeah.
a tornado
Yep.
down and up.
But I could see the wind coming in through my app all day. I'm watching. And this wedding had trussing for chandeliers to hang outside. And I had instructed this particular company, hey, bring extra weight, extra sand for the bases of these truss just in
Handbags.
case. That didn't happen. So red flag number one. So we're all, preparing for the worst. Actually, let me backtrack. Preparing for the worst. So the planner, amazing planner, I could never sing her praises enough. She and I met with the couple during the rehearsal the day before just to say, hey, heads up, we think we might have some wind tomorrow. Here's our backup plan should we need it. Had no issue with that between myself and the planner. And the bride said, basically, if I'm not getting married in this particular location, we will not be getting married.
Wow.
I said, oh, with her husband standing there, future husband. We're just like, okay.
Are they still married, do you think?
I haven't checked. I've separated myself from that
Let
situation.
me ask you, for the truss, is it just the wood pieces, or does it have like linens on top of it?
So think like rigging for, I don't know how to explain it.
Like metal
rigging.
Okay.
And
Metal
then
pipes, basically, and
Yeah.
crosses going up.
Yep, and then they hang chandeliers from them.
Okay.
That hang over.
Almost like a teepee.
kind of
But a square.
square,
but
like a big like
square.
rectangle.
Okay.
Yep.
So it's clear though.
The top?
Yeah. It just
Ish.
hangs with. There's no.
You have
It's not.
rigging
It's
that
not
goes
enclosed,
across.
I guess.
open.
Okay, that's what I meant.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Yep.
Yeah, you got to explain it to some of us.
That's a good point. So rigging open, it's basically just a structure so you can hang
Hang the
things off
chandeliers,
of
okay.
it.
And
And
it's safe.
Right.
typically.
Knock on wood.
Yeah, typically.
Without crazy winds.
So the wind's starting to kick up, and I'm watching the base of this truss starting to rock. And I'm just thinking, oh my God, this could literally be disastrous. And so we're just continuing to plug forward. I'm connecting probably every 10 minutes at this point with the planner, saying, hey, what do you want to do? What do you want to do? Do you ever, like, if you want to call it, we could move it into the ballroom at this place I was working, and it would be fine. We just need to know when to call it.
And how an hour out, 2 hours out, 3 hours out?
Ideally, we'd want to call it, I would say like 2 hours out.
2 hours?
It was
Okay.
it
So
was
you
a,
could move it within 2 hours.
yes, because
Wow.
it would have been a lot, but it would have been doable. And where ceremony and reception was supposed to take place was a decent distance as far as lugging everything
Right.
Floors.
to
But
the
the team
ballroom.
would have been able to get it done.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. And the bride was basically saying, nope, we're doing it against all of our better judgment, the professionals. And again, watching it rock back and forth. All the ceremony chairs go out. We are literally 30 minutes, a little more than 30 minutes out from ceremony. And one big old gust of wind comes, and that truss just went over into the chairs. If it would have been 10 minutes later, there would have been guests sitting in them.
Okay, so there were no guests
No
seated
guests,
yet.
thank God. And because those things weigh thousands of pounds.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it wasn't just kind of like it teetered over, like it hit.
It hit.
And my heart has never stopped ever like that for an event, ever. And it was just like slow motion watching it happen. And so it hits, and I rallied my entire team and the entire vendor team. I said, get everything downstairs right now. Like, we don't have an option at this point. And so it was, and everything was supposed to take place in this one space, ceremony and reception. And they had brought in everything. So we weren't using any house items. So,
Cake, all that,
Cutlery.
flowers.
so like tables,
glassware.
chairs,
Rentals.
linens, china, flatware, glassware,
Everything.
floral, everything was up
Yeah.
on a top floor, and we had to get it down to the first floor. And again, we're like 30 minutes out from original ceremony time. And at this point, the couple is off site taking photos, and
Makes sense.
I'm calling the planner, sending her photos of what had just happened. And I'm like, there's no other option at this point. We are moving. End of story.
Safety
Like, it
for
is a
everybody.
safety hazard
Right.
now. And even if we couldn't have picked up the truss. The company was off site. It wasn't our equipment.
Sure.
You need.
You probably need a truck or some type of hoisting type of mechanism.
I have no idea how you would pick it up. You have to
6'8" kind of guy just
you have
hold
to
it
like
up there.
take it apart and redo it. So we couldn't even fix the problem if we wanted to, and we definitely did not want to at that point.
No.
And so bride is having a meltdown, sweet groom is trying to console her, and I get it on one hand, because obviously you spend months, if not years, planning your wedding. A ton of money goes into it. So I can definitely understand like the devastation this bride must have felt, that her entire vision, none of it was happening.
Right.
Like nothing was happening. But also at the same time, you have to understand that there's no option. Like, this is the boat we're in now, so you better get on board.
And live with it.
Right. And
From our standpoint.
Right.
From vendor standpoint.
I mean,
Correct.
at the end of the day, their goal is to get married, and they were still going to get married.
right. Like,
Well, you
well,
know how brides are, and they've been planning this
Not
since they
all
were
brides.
since they were 4 years old. She's
Yeah.
had a Pinterest,
Vision.
right, a board.
Yep. And so I'm just dreading the moment this bride gets back on property, and like what I'm going to have to deal with, the wrath from her, because we'd already had a couple hiccups leading into wedding weekend. We were all on high alert, everybody at the property. We were like, just be prepared, just be ready for any crazy ass. We'd already gotten some crazy ass from her. And she gets back on property, clearly upset. Again, I understand, but just raging, like hulking out, raging, screaming in public areas. I didn't witness it, but a colleague did. She threw a table,
Oh,
a
no.
cocktail table at one
She a
point.
big time wrestler.
No, petite little thing, but
Very angry.
very angry.
And she understands that nature did this.
See, and that's the hard part, because rain, you can see. You can see rain. You can see it's dumping outside. Wind is a different story.
Was the sky black?
No.
Okay.
It wasn't
an Arizona.
It was just like a windstorm.
Okay.
And I was praying to God. I said, please let it still be windy when they get back.
As you can see.
I'm like, I'm so screwed if they get back. And they're like, it's fine. I'm like, no.
Right, it wasn't hit by a waiter.
Right. And I had a picture where it was a live photo. You could actually see it fall.
Oh, good.
But so she gets back on property, very, very upset. Groom is trying to keep her calm. And father of the groom cornered myself.
Not bride, groom.
Groom cornered myself in the planner, where she and I are just a mess because we know how high energy this bride is. So we're absorbing all of that.
And you're setting up.
Trying to completely pivot.
Right, to reset
an entire wedding.
as they're coming to you. Okay.
Upset.
So we
Yes.
understand,
Yes.
right?
Yep.
Anybody
So-
in the industry understands.
Right.
You're trying to get something done to fix it.
Yes.
And now you're cornered.
Yes.
Okay, sorry.
And we're still in the process of trying to figure out the best plan of action. So they got back on property probably 10, 15 minutes after this entire disaster. So we're still trying to figure out best plan. And father of the groom comes up to me and is just horrible. He had clearly been drinking. You could smell it on him. And he is just lighting myself and the planner up just every which way to Sunday. And I looked at him in the face. I said, I completely understand where you're coming from. However, it is not feasible for us to do this event in that location anymore. It cannot happen. We don't even have the equipment to fix the truss. Right. The company's offsite at another event. And he's like, well, I work in construction. It's not that bad. Pick it up. It's not that heavy.
Of course he does.
Of course he does, right? And I looked at him and I said, sir, if it would have been 10 minutes later, your family members, your friends would have been sitting there and could have been seriously injured, if not killed.
Yeah.
We would have been in the hospital right now. Let's be grateful for that. And he looked me dead in my face and told me I was being dramatic. And it was probably one of the hardest times I've had to bite my tongue because I just wanted to rip this guy apart. I mean, he was ridiculous.
Right. And you could have.
I could have.
You could have.
Could have. Chose
Right.
not to.
And we
Professional.
all know,
We
right?
try to be professional.
Certain people in this industry, right? We all know it's not our fault. It was an act of God according to the insurance company.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right? So go with the flow.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, and safety mechanisms put on by the hotel.
And those,
Yes.
at
Like-
the end of the wedding, those are the best. That's what you remembered.
Yeah.
Right. For the couple, I hope for them that if it's not already, it becomes a funny story that they tell
Hopefully.
their kids one day. It is just now becoming funny to me.
Yeah. I remember when you
This
first
far
told me,
down
you were
the
like,
road.
oh my God, I
Yeah.
got to tell you about this. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah. Yep. So dad lit us up. Planner and I kind of reconnect, and both of us are just shaken. And mind you, both of us have been in the industry for, a decade, if not longer.
Mm-hmm.
And we both had a minute where we had to collect ourselves because we were that upset.
At least you had somebody else in the boat. with
We
you.
commiserated. We were trauma bonded forever.
Yeah, right?
Trauma bonded. That's
Trauma bonded. Yeah, we definitely had a moment. Tears were shed on all ends.
Aw.
Myself, the planner, the family, the bride and groom, everyone was crying. Because we knew we had a great backup option. Sure. You always have a backup plan,
do.
and we did.
And it was still a beautiful space. It's not like
Beautiful.
the inside is ugly.
no,
Like, it's
gorgeous.
gorgeous.
And I will say the only silver lining of this entire thing is that my team rallied like nothing I've ever seen.
Good boss.
The entire vendor team between the florist, the rental company, the lighting company that did the rigging that fell, came back and reset everything up in the ballroom space, and it happened pretty quickly. And I think we started ceremony about 45 minutes after original
gonna say, what
ceremony
was the-
time. Like,
That's
it was
pretty good.
quick.
See, that's what they don't see is the vendors doing the things they
Yeah.
do, and nobody notices.
Nobody
Because
notices.
we're all running around doing what we're supposed to do.
Yep.
Right, and you pulled it off, but you didn't get the accolades for it.
And it's not necessarily that I did get an apology from the dad, which
Dad of groom or dad of
Afterwards,
bride?
or-
dad of groom.
Okay.
Dad of groom right before the ceremony because he could. I think he
He's in
could tell.
construction.
He's in construction. Yep.
knows
Same
everything.
thing. Yep. I think he could tell how upset I was. The planner was.
Right.
And he came up to me, and it was like honestly, it was like a half-assed backhanded apology. Like, I can understand why we had to pull it off of out from outside.
Thanks. Appreciate that.
And at that point, like, I was so just drained and like emotionally raw. I looked at him, I said, "Sir, we are wedding professionals, event professionals. We've been doing it a long time. And it is our job to make her day perfect. And when something like this happens, like, it is equally horrifying for us.
It is.
You know, it's not just like, oh, no big deal. Like, our job is to make this day perfect.
Oh, yeah.
And when it doesn't happen or something like this happens, it's horrible.
It is.
And he kind of just looked at me and shook his head. I'm like, yeah, asshole. Like,
Not knowing
like
your team took care of it. Like, you jumped in and they took care of it.
Right. Like, this is my job.
Right.
To make it right.
Right. There's your behind the scenes that we always talk about.
Oh, yeah.
That
Yeah.
no one ever sees.
No, I had a bride once literally wanted to walk from a tree. No, she didn't tell anybody, but she wanted to walk from a tree. And nobody knew. Nobody knew about this tree.
Like, jump out of a tree
No,
and
like
walk?
this beautiful big tree and just like walk out from it and see her groom and walk down the aisle. And nobody told anybody about it. And so I was like, okay, you're going to walk from this beautiful wooden like path over a little river. Like, it was really pretty. And she's like, no, it's supposed to be the tree. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And so I made all the arrangements to walk from the tree. And then she actually ended walking from the wooden path over the water.
Original.
The original, yeah, that I wanted. And then literally after she married her husband, who was in the military, literally walks past the aisle. I am so disappointed. Like, she just married the love of her life and leaving the aisle. I'm so disappointed because she didn't walk from the freaking tree, even though I made it happen. So yes, it's behind the scenes stuff that we love.
It's amazing what we see when we put all of this hard work into it.
Yeah.
And you don't get appreciated. But we pull it off because, like you said, we have to for their purpose.
Right.
It's not about us. It's about them.
Well, and it's not like we're in this to make your life horrible.
No.
Like, we want this. We
Well,
love
there's certain people that
celebrating.
we wanted it. No, I'm just teasing.
Well, this particular woman did go up to her suite and scream to her entire bridal party, now husband, or this might have been before the ceremony, that I personally did this and ruined her day. And somebody told me that the groom corrected her and said, I looked in Hannah's eyes. If you think she wanted this to happen, you're insane.
Seriously, where do you come up with this kind of thing?
Like, it's a great story, but I wish I didn't have it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's so many stories we have.
That's true. Oh my
in this
gosh.
industry.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's just one.
Yeah.
That's just
That was
one.
probably the worst, just because whether bride,
Yeah.
family, it was the trifecta of all the
Right.
worst things that can combine and happen on a day.
And you're even wondering
it all happened.
if you did pull it off, what would they have complained about?
I'm sure there
Right,
would have
that's
been
what I
something.
mean. That's the thing that I guess people don't see.
Well,
Oh,
and
yeah.
people don't see too. Like, I've been in this space 20 plus years. Every night before an event, no matter how turnkey it is, no matter how simple it is, I still stay awake. And it's like, this is me not sleeping because of my client's event. And it's not like anything's wrong or I think anything's going to go bad, but your brain just goes through this thinking process of, oh, I need to add paper clips to my pack, or, just stuff like that you wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning. So it's like, we're producing this great event for you. Please remember we're people too.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, we stay awake making your event great.
Right.
But
So-
there's always that client that has to complain about something.
Yeah.
Right? We had, the ice cubes were square. And you're
Seriously?
What shape would you have preferred?
Yeah.
like, circles.
Circle. They didn't want the
But they
Sonic
didn't
ice,
tell us
the crushed
that-
Sonic ice. They didn't want that.
I mean, the things that
best
people
ice.
complain about, that you look at them and after 33 years, you don't want to talk to me. You want to talk to my staff.
Yeah.
Because I will tell you my opinion. I mean,
When
it's-
you're in your position, you're allowed to do
yeah,
that.
I mean, I'm like, you're kidding me, right? And then I'll go right at them.
Yeah.
That's why I let sales do that.
The front facing.
But that's why I think this is going to be great, because stories like yours, people don't understand what we go through and how you fixed it.
And how much work goes in on the back end. I think they think we just show up day of and it kind of happens.
Right.
But
Oh, we spent
weddings,
hours.
months.
Right.
I mean, from the time that you contract a wedding, depending on how long of a runway you have, you could have a couple months where not much is happening. But it's usually 4 to 6 months of
Especially on the wedding side.
No, for your
Yep.
side, yeah.
calls, meetings, walkthroughs, changing orders.
Vendor.
Yeah.
And they didn't use, because it was such brand new, is that why they didn't use the vendors
In-house.
from the in-house?
No, they brought in all their own. So at this property, we had everything that you could need for an event, But obviously weddings are so personal. You want your own style to it, so they brought in.
They want their own colors.
You know how scary that is, too.
Yeah.
My grandma's making the cake.
Nobody can say please.
Right.
Yeah, no.
A lot of weird food requests.
Right? Or how many times you run out of food? Because they don't.
I ran out of
my aunt was going to do
meat once at an event. The chef didn't bring enough meat, and the last like 3 tables didn't. They only got
really?
pasta, and they
Wow.
were pissed. Talk about another dad that yelled at it. Oh.
So I used to work with an off-premise catering company. And so basically with those, if you don't have everything on that truck when you leave the lot,
Screwed.
just
Grocery store down the street.
Postmates.
Yeah.
Postmates.
Postmates now. Back when we were doing this, Postmates wasn't around.
No.
I used to have my driver who was in Goodyear fly out to, Desert Ridge.
Yep.
And now it's like my sales rep goes, oh, they'll be there in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
You're like, what?
Ice delivery.
changed, yeah.
Oh yeah. Anything you can get.
Oh.
Well, you told a disaster that happened. Have you had anything that's been like really funny that have happened, and you're just like, oh, that's a definitely memorable moment?
funny moment.
Well, you think, Dave? Do you have one?
Funny?
Funny. You have lots of funny stories that come out.
you put me on the
of
spot
you.
here,
I know.
huh?
You're welcome.
I have a funny one? No. I mean, I have some weird ones. Can I tell a quick one?
Yeah.
Well, this is the NBA All-Star game was coming. And this was a long time ago. It was right after the first Super Bowl. Then we did the All-Star. Then we did the next one.
98.
And I I got a call from a California
basketball
company.
knowledge.
And I had a bad feeling. She was renting out a mansion. And she was having a party for all of her friends. And you know as well as I do, when they come into Arizona for these big things, there's a lot of scammers. Mm-hmm. I just had a gut feeling. So we went through the whole thing. I told her, look, it's $10,000 cash. I want cash. Fine, that's fine. So my driver, who's in my white van, it was just a white van, drives to this
Creeper
mansion.
van?
Yeah, they called it was actually in a movie. I'll tell you about it another time. It wasn't a movie. Drives up to this mansion. He says he gets out and all he smells is weed, coming from this house. He says 3 of the biggest guys he's ever seen come out to the car to help him unload all the booze, everything we brought, whatever. And they hand him an envelope with $10,000 cash in it. So I said, did you count it? He goes, fuck no. He goes, I got the hell out of there. He goes, there's no way I'm counting it here. And he went to a parking lot and counted it because it's all here. And that's the last we heard from him. Some of that was funny,
So
but
weird.
we were like, this is like what was going on in that house and who was in that house.
And to have $10,000 cash just laying around.
Yeah. Well, they might have catched the check, but yeah, we have some other goofy ones. But that
Yeah.
one stands out because you just have a gut feeling when you're talking on the phone to these people.
I think it takes some time to at least lean into it or trust it, but
Oh, it's so true.
yeah, we have a couple interns, and one of them is so sweet, and he's just, everything is rainbows and butterflies, and I got this great call about this great event, and I kind of asked some more probing questions. I'm like, oh, buddy, this is not at all what you think it is. But yeah, sometimes you just get that gut feeling, and sometimes the business is worth it, and you contract it and move forward, and 9 times out of 10, it's a disaster.
And you're right, your gut. Your
Just
gut's
because of
always right.
the person or the client is just, right off the rip that it's going to be
Well,
difficult.
you have to be careful after 2 Super Bowls and that NBA. The scammers come in,
Oh,
they put it all
totally.
together, excuse me, and if you don't get paid up front, you won't be paid.
Yep.
And
Even
a
if they
lot of our
have the money,
friends-
they're just like, I'm
Right.
more important. I don't have to pay
I'll
you.
tell another
Yeah.
story on another episode. But yeah, one guy he came in and I got paid, but he didn't pay other people. And then as soon as it was over, the company was discontinued. He just closed the company out, so he couldn't do anything.
Right.
So-
Couldn't go after anybody.
Can't even send it to
There's nothing you can do.
probably.
Yeah.
He just disappeared. But then I'll tell you another story next episode.
Okay. Well, my funny one actually was very similar to yours, but in the funny way, because the bride and groom actually got through it. So it's one of my best friend couples. I've known him since college. He's Jewish, she's not. And so you're going to be able to talk about this more than me. We had to build a triangle thing that had flowers.
chuppah.
Is it a chuppah? Okay. Chuppah. We had to build a chuppah. And so the night before, dad of bride was building it and everything. And so we put it up and it was so rickety, definitely not. And they got married in California right next to the ocean. So it wasn't horribly windy, but it was a little breezy.
Yeah.
Literally everyone's out, beautiful. They had oranges, their colors, beachy. They walk down the aisle, they say the I do's, and then literally are walking from the chuppah.
Good job.
And the whole entire thing just goes whoosh. doesn't hurt anybody.
Missed everyone?
Missed everybody, just went to the side. It was the funniest thing because it was like, oh, it actually served its purpose, but opposite of yours that would have killed people. This
That's
one
too heavy.
literally could have, if it fell 2 seconds earlier.
Well, sometimes
It
I
would have hit
believe
the bride
those type of
groom.
weddings, they're married forever.
Oh, I swear.
The ones that,
Especially if they can
cost
laugh through it.
200,000, whatever. It's like it's too much.
Yeah.
Right. The ones that just have their friends, their families. It's a nice backyard thing.
Yeah.
Barbecue.
It's a beautiful hotel that they got married. But yeah, the chuppah was built by the dad, and the brother was a firefighter of her. So yeah, it was so funny. And then the groom's family, who
They should have
was
brought in that
the
other guy who was
Jewish.
in
I know, right?
construction.
There we go.
He's in construction.
She could have just held it. That's how like
It's not that heavy. You're being dramatic.
So yes, it was, but very memorable and very funny because it was like, if it was, and it probably wouldn't have hurt anybody because of that's how
It was
rickety
wood,
it
yeah.
was. But yeah, it was funny. And then they tried to like save it and put it in somebody's backyard, and that did not work either. I'm sure.
Isn't it funny the things we see
Oh,
in
my
this
goodness.
industry? It's just amazing.
Yeah. I don't know if I really have a funny one, but it was strange.
Okay.
I was working a wedding up in Sedona, at Tlaquepaque, if you're familiar.
Sure.
And that whole
Beautiful.
Stunning, but the load in, load out is difficult.
Down by the river.
Because it's a public shopping area.
right, that's right.
They're very strict load in and load
Right.
out policies. All that to say,
the
I
turn.
loved
Yeah,
working
and
there.
it's very like hilly and
Yeah.
Yep. Gosh, I don't even, maybe
Usually on
2021.
the second floor.
This one was, it was on a rooftop. And
Good memory.
there were wildfires happening at the
yeah,
same
yeah.
time. Not in Sedona, but just outside. And so you could see like the burning red. It was very ominous.
I was like,
At
that's
nighttime?
kind of interesting.
Oh,
in
that's
and
Sedona.
there was ash falling.
that's-
At one point,
It's
I
our
was like,
snow.
what? I was like, what the
Arizona
hell
snow.
is this? I'm like, oh my God, it's ash.
And she was in a white dress.
They were so chill. They are still married.
Yeah, see?
And
The ultimate goal is to get married at the end of a
right,
wedding.
like let's remember why we're here, people.
right?
Okay, it's not the guy usually for this. Let's go there. We'll have that
Yeah, not
discussion.
too many groom
Yeah, I would have to agree with that.
You know, we don't plan any of the
The
wedding
guys get
stuff.
drunk at all the weddings and usually create the pulled my pants down kind of mentality and just
I didn't
scare-
do that at
I
my
didn't
wedding.
say you did that. I said you told me a story of somebody who did that recently.
Recently, well, he
But
was at, yeah.
They're the ones making the crazy stuff happen.
Yeah.
Okay, so
They're the levity of the
right.
situation.
Sedona.
No, just I mean,
just the fire.
just
and-
ash
Oh,
falling
ash.
out of the
Okay.
sky during the whole reception.
Well, I bet
Everybody
it
was
made for
fine.
interesting pictures.
Yeah.
bet
I hope
you
one
it
of their colors was
nice.
orange.
Yeah, right.
Red,
and white.
orange,
White.
Black and white.
black and white. Well, that was a pop of
beautiful.
color. The unexpected pop of color.
Yeah.
You know, we did, nothing happened exciting, but we did Barclay's retirement party
Oh,
at the Ice House.
okay.
Okay.
You know, the only thing I did there is I brought friends in and I wasn't supposed to.
How dare
and
you.
the client was not happy with me.
I wonder why.
I'm like, Barclay's retiring, right? I just like,
Right.
come with me. You work for Poor Masters. Come on. And I just brought them in.
You worked for me for the night.
Right. They disappeared as soon as they walked in. They like,
Oh, yeah.
they were gone.
The one time I saw Barkley, he's like, "Your eyes. You're the one with the eyes." And I'm like, "Yeah, I do have eyes. Thank you."
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate
They put up
that.
his jersey that game.
Oh,
And
they
then
retired
they just
in the
walked
ring.
across the street to the Ice House.
Did they do a jersey or a number?
I think the number. It's
Number,
the number, right?
yeah. Sons are a number, not jerseys.
I don't know. I just went to a party. I mean, the staff was there, but I'm like, hey, wait, I'm coming.
You own the place.
Yeah, I'm not, those are when you pull I'm here with the bar service,
Yeah.
right? You pull those just to get in.
Oh yeah.
So you're saying any event you do, I can just say I'm with bar service.
You
and just
can.
walk on
You
in.
absolutely can.
Look at that. Now you're on the inside scoop here.
I'm gonna
I'll
need
let
to go
you
these
know.
high-profile events. I will absolutely throw on a black pant and a white shirt.
We did
Black
one-
on black.
Well, I
Black
can't
on
tell you 'cause
black.
we
Okay.
had to sign an NDA. But,
I'm ready. Black on
my
black.
sales rep went and they got mad, and she was just going to make sure we were doing a good job. But they said you shouldn't be here, and she's like, I'm just checking on the bar service to
my
make sure you're happy.
Right.
And they were pissed.
Not allowed.
Yeah.
Not allowed.
We can't even say who it was, damn it.
I just did.
I know.
NDA. I didn't say who it was.
Oh, this is not.
This is not Barclays.
No, this isn't Barclays.
Oh,
No.
okay.
Oh, okay.
I was.
They didn't have NDAs back then. That's like, he retired years ago.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You said the retirement party.
How long do NDAs last for? Like, are they indefinite?
That's
Forever?
a good question.
Yeah, I don't know.
That is a good question.
To get legal people on board.
Well,
It
you know,
might
I was just
I've
specifically
signed a
state.
handful.
I was
yeah.
just written up in the magazine, and when I was talking about that, she said, "Dave, be very careful." So we went and switched some of the things around because she's like, "This is in writing."
Oh yeah, that's
Oh,
right.
yeah,
Yeah,
okay,
versus
yeah.
like a verbal.
Yeah.
That's why I hosted the event talk because that's all just not recorded. Anything can be said. And then, you go from it. But now we have the EventTalk podcast. So
Well, it
there we
depends
go.
on who it is. I mean, you can imagine, some of these people, it wasn't Diddy, just so you know.
Safe.
That was my next question.
Next question. I would have gone to that one too, just to see what it was all about.
Oh my God. Don't even want to go down that path.
Like Dave. I'm not into video.
Where's my buzzer?
Where's the buzzer?
No, Dave. Wrong story to tell.
Really? I can't tell those stories like
About Diddy?
I'm
No.
just I didn't go to any. He didn't throw any parties in there.
Yeah, luckily I don't think so. I don't think he's been there.
Probably all work some pretty cool ones, though.
Oh, I'm sure
They'll
we've
come
all
back
had,
as we talk. That's the
Yeah.
funny thing. All of a sudden, like, oh, remember that time?
I met this person. Yeah.
Well, and sometimes it's not even the famous people, it's just the memorable people that you're like, oh my God, I remember that guy and he was just whatever, woman,
Yeah.
or, it's just, and they almost become their own version of a celebrity in your mind.
Yeah.
What's interesting, I think that and nobody knows but us, is they're just normal people, right?
Yep.
Like I've been to some houses that, the guy was a famous hockey player and his wife's bitching at him. And he's looking at me and I'm smiling like, she doesn't know who you are, does she? And he's like, no, she does. That's why she doesn't care.
No.
They're
Yeah.
just normal people who are in the spotlight. Right?
Yeah.
So, but it's funny to see them when they're living at their house, right? Like our
Yeah.
first gig was at Barry Goldwater. I bartended back then in '92.
Yeah.
We used to bartend at his house.
Was that-
on the north side of Camelback?
Okay. Because they have the Barry Goldwater, little garden. And I was like, was his
it's
house right
crazy.
there?
Yeah,
On
it's just
Lincoln
on the
and
north side
44th?
of Camelback. But you're at his house, and I'm 30. I'm your age. And Barry Goldwater, who's he? They're like,
Unless
really?
you're Arizona,
Really?
you don't know who Barry Goldwater
Yeah,
is
no,
unless
I
you're in
just moved
Arizona.
here.
Probably
Yeah.
native even. So,
Yeah, no, it's that kind of stuff that's very, very interesting.
Yep. Always with the high profile celebrities, athletes.
They're the nicest
They're-
people.
yeah,
they're
we-
just normal.
We did a wedding once for like a 70s rock band guy and lives up here off Pinnacle Peak. Beautiful home. Not going to say who it was because his wife was very strict on no photos in the
Right.
house,
Yep.
no anything. But walked up, I said, "Hi, Mr. So-and-so," and he's sitting there folding napkins for his son's wedding. It was the sweetest thing. His dog came out,
They're
little
normal
golden
people.
retriever.
They are.
Just the nicest guy. The nicest guy.
They don't have eyes.
Right?
And
Oh, go ahead.
I called my dad. I was like, "Guess whose house I'm at?" And he was like so jazzed on it.
Oh, how cute.
Yeah, you know who's made their money and who was given their money by the way a staff is treated, right? And because that's how we know when we're being bossed around. That was given, and most of the time the guys, how long you been in business? They have all these questions
they're just
because
normal
they
people.
made their money, so they understand the hard work that it went into doing what we do,
Yep.
right? So you can always tell by the way they treat you.
Yeah. Well, and how we treat them too. It's not like you're our first celebrity. Sorry, you're not the
Right.
most
No.
important
Well,
person
you-
around.
Some vendors are like,
yeah.
The rest of us are like, really?
Yeah.
Like, could you
Sometimes-
go? Like, if someone invited you to a party and said, "This guy's or this girl's gonna be there," you're like, "I think I'll stay home with the dog."
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. I'd much rather be on the
Right?
couch
Right.
with my
So,
dog.
like, here's my tickets. I'll give it to my friend. They're like, "You don't want to go?" I'm like,
Been there, done that.
Yeah,
Been
come on.
there, done it, bought the T-shirt.
Right, isn't that
Not
funny?
that
Isn't that interesting?
exciting.
We can always tell that.
Yeah.
Yep.
You can.
Yeah.
can. Well, we are coming to an end. So thank you. I know, right?
We got to do these longer.
Second one. I know.
Gosh,
We keep going.
I'm so honored.
You'll be back one day. So
Please have me.
But thank you, Hannah, so much for joining Dave and I today.
Cheers.
I know.
Welcome.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Good way to end it. I can't drink out of glasses, so I have to have straws. I literally am
What's
just
it?
going to spill it.
Do you have a
Cheers.
straw? Oh, we should use the Pour Master straw.
Next time. I got the metal straw and yours Pour Masters is bamboo, so it is politically. But,
Right? It's bamboo. It won't. It's
so-
on paper.
Well, thank you everybody for joining us.
Thank you. Yeah. It's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
We'll do this again.
And yeah, we just finished our second official, the EventTalk podcast. So thank you guys so much. Episode 2. Stay tuned. Like, subscribe. Checkmark box. I don't know what this is, but like, subscribe.
naked. Isn't that what we do?
Run around naked. Not
No?
naked. Please
No.
don't run around naked. And hopefully we'll have you join us for the next one, which I think we have 2 very special guests coming. One of them used to play in the NBA, and the other is a wedding planner or event planner. So super excited to have them on our next
is gonna be
podcast.
fun.
But thank you, Hannah. Really
Thank you,
appreciate
Hannah.
it.
Thank you.
Thanks for tuning into the Event Talk podcast, hot mics, cold drinks, and untold disasters, where every event has a story. A big thank you to our guests for their laughs, stories, and lessons. If you loved this episode, don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and share with your fellow event pros. Until next time.